Hello dosto, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Great. First of all, let me explain myself. I am Vikas Misra, and I am working in an IT company as a developer. That's my basic introduction. I think one day I was facing some challenges and then found, okay, whatever challenges we are facing, uh, I have to make a video and uh, update on the YouTube channel. So my channel name is Learning with Practical. Basically, what happening as in we do study that time 90% student does not aware about what do we need to study for getting a job or which subject we need to study for only pass the exams. So that 90% student and teacher mentality in also in the days that okay a student should be passed the exam only, okay, and after getting a certificate or degree, and the student is what is happening, the student is going here and there, and they are not getting job. Why? Because they are only focusing on the pass the exam, not getting the knowledge and what is going on in the market, which technology we need to deep learning about that. So that's why I am facing that problem. So I think that okay, and some student also gets the job, and after getting job he is not performing well because he don't have a knowledge and basic knowledge also. So that's why I think okay, for I choose only a one topic like JavaScript. So I will start from basic JavaScript. What is JavaScript? What does JavaScript? And what is the use case of JavaScript? How to execute JavaScript? And suppose that the student does not know about that. Okay, where should go to search and which document is best? So that's all perspective. That's all perspective. I will talk about that. So that my channel name is Learning with Practical. So I will show all things with practically. Okay. So first of all, we can say that I have created Learning with Practical. That is my channel name. So we will create one particular playlist like learning JavaScript, and then I will make a one by one video and will upload that. If you are suppose you are learning somewhere and something in that video, so please like, and if you want to subscribe, then also you can subscribe that. Okay. So first of all, we talk about what is JavaScript. So you know that you can find in the Google what is JavaScript. JavaScript is a powerful client-side scripting language. You know that JavaScript scripting language means scripting language. What does script? Why the name of script? And also mention that scripting language. So you know that being a scripting language, JavaScript cannot run on its own. Okay. So in fact that who is responsible to execute that JavaScript code? So JavaScript code. So there is a browser is responsible to execute JavaScript code. And what having by the browser to execute that JavaScript code, the browser have a execution engine. You can say that. So there are different engines having by the different browsers. Okay. So there is so yes, so there is one you can search that developer.mozilla.org, and you can find that JavaScript things here, Mozilla.org. Okay, so JavaScript you can find here. JavaScript, as the definition is, JavaScript is a lightweight and interpreted as a just-in-time compiled programming language. Means that interpreted lightweight means no need to uh, stores no need to compile and no need to generate us, like you know that Java language, you know. So Java language, what is first need to compile, then uh, run, then there are too many process, and there is need to compiler, JDK, and that execution environment, and so many things in Java language. So same like JavaScript. So Java is different things, but JavaScript is different. So Java is a language, and JavaScript is a scripting language. So you cannot match that. Okay, Java and JavaScript are same. Okay, so so you can say that interpreted. What is meaning of interpreted? Interpreted means one by check one by one check one by one statement. Means the engine which execute JavaScript code will check top to bottom by uh, line by line statement. Okay, means that first line, second line, third line, fourth line, and whatever. Okay, so that's basically JavaScript. What is JavaScript? JavaScript is scripting language. Okay, okay. And who is responsible? You can find here all documents. While it's most well known as a scripting language with pages and whatever you want to, and all description you can get here, like developer Mozilla or JavaScript. Okay, and you can find the all version of JavaScript, ECMAScript 5.1, and what JavaScript version is going on. Okay, so here you can say that JavaScript first step, and all details you can find here. Okay, and if you talk about JavaScript execute, if you talk about the engine of Java execution, means that who is responsible to execute that JavaScript. So you can find here there are I said that okay, browser is responsible to execute JavaScript, but browser has a some environment that okay, and who can understand the JS code and will execute and then return the output. So you can say here Google's V8, which is used in the Chrome browser. Google's V8, what is Google's V8? You can if you are not understanding that what is Google V8, you can find, you can search on the Google, and you can find here V8 is an open source JavaScript engine developed by that. Okay, so that's this way you can find that. Same like a JavaScript core, that is also you can say here open source JavaScript engine V8. Same you can find that JavaScript core engine and used to some WebKit browsers such as Apple Safari. So Chrome, what Chrome is used? Chrome used V8 engine. Apple Safari used in JavaScript core, and same Opera, which uh, engine used by Opera, Karakan. Okay, and then also Internet Explorer, you can say that use Chakra. So there are some uh, engines who execute the JavaScript code. So JavaScript is a scripting language, interpreted language, okay, who is responsible to execute that browser is responsible to execute, and browser have a engine to execute the JavaScript code, who can understand that JavaScript code. Okay, and there are some process in the engine also that create a queue, heap, and that is a memory level. If you talk about that, so I will talk later about that. Okay, so basically, how to work JavaScript. So when a user requests an HTML page with JavaScript, then what happening? The script is sent to the browser, and it is up to the browser to execute it. Okay, so if we write a code in the uh, notepad, okay, so we are not getting any error. Okay, but when we execute that code on the browser, that time, okay, we are getting some errors. We are missing somewhere syntactical error, logical error. Okay, so that the things we can that things we use JavaScript. Okay, so first JavaScript interpreted. Okay, scripting language. Okay, interpreted means check line by line statement, checking line by line statement. Scripting scripting means cannot run its own. That is a uh, that Java have its own compiler and its own interpreter, but JavaScript doesn't have the own compiler and own interpreter. So we need to suppose we are using Internet Explorer, so we have to use internally Internet Explorer what does use Chakra engine. Okay, if suppose someone is using to execute that JavaScript code to Chrome browser, so Chrome browser use V8 engine. Okay, so that is the basic about JavaScript. Okay, so scripting language. Okay, and if you want to execute JavaScript code, we have to go through on the browser. So there are basically we are talking about three points: interpreted, scripting, and how to execute, and who is responsible for the execution of JavaScript. Okay, that's all from my side. And please, if anywhere you are getting some knowledge and finding a good idea, so please like and comment that what I have mistaken, and then we'll improve that. Okay, that's all. Thank you.